Breaking news. A war game in Hawaii has gone terribly wrong, but the pilot of the fighter jet has survived. A fighter jet crashed into the Pacific Ocean. If it could have kept going in the trajectory in which it was going, it could have hit land. And that could have been devastating. Was this a warning from China? Now, as we get ready to look at the details and wait for an official explanation as to why this happened, keep in mind what's taking place with regards to the arrest of the Huawei executive. Now we're seeing the retaliation arrest from China. By the way, one of the Canadians arrested is a friend of Kim Jong-un. He also was instrumental in getting Dennis Rodman to North Korea. Now, in no way do I think that some of the tensions are legitimate to the degree that there's a wild card. Everything that's taking place is coordinated from the highest levels down. This is not something that a lot of people understand. And so we have a story here. I'm going to read you a few details from this. Multiple agencies will meet Thursday morning to determine who will handle the investigation and the salvage efforts following a fighter jet crash off Honolulu that seriously injured a pilot. Now, I want to remind you about the text message alert system that went out. And I remember even reporting on that and watching like the video demonetized for no reason whatsoever, for just simply reporting on world events, which is its own strangeness. But we'll keep our focus on the story and come back to stories like this. Because now we're entering into the part of the cycle as they prepare for the Third World War, where we're going to see more things pop up. We're not going to see things loosen up in the next couple of years. Things are going to get incrementally crazy. And so I do believe that the world elite have a timetable for when things are actually going to get to that level. What you're seeing now is confirmation of slow buildup. And we have the elements of our society that's compartmentalized. So what this is, on one level, it really could be a sign from China. It may or may not be time for them to bring it out on the national level as a sign from China. And we also have to take a look at when it is in the benefit of China for certain things to appear in the news with regards to propaganda wars. Never forget the influence that they have over our own media, and that includes YouTube. So there's certain elements of the propaganda war that could be played up to make one particular military appear stronger, or to manifest certain things in the news as a part of the psychological operation. Doesn't mean that they're not stronger on a certain level, but part of the execution of the strength or the strike is the imagery that goes along with it, the psychological component. And right now, we're dealing with the psychological component of the collective American society being broken down from within. And that is what is taking place. Many people right now are possessed with the political energy and over who likes who. And yet they may be in favor of an individual that is a part of the process of the taking down of America, as many others were that came before him. Going over some other details here. The pilot of the craft ejected moments before the crash, Wednesday, just before 2:30, about 3 miles south of the Reef runway at Honolulu's airport. He was rescued and brought to shore, where he was hospitalized in serious condition. Okay, now I'm going to pause. So if there was a situation where we are dealing with a Chinese threat, Hawaii is clearly one of those places that will be affected first, as well as other countries that are in China's crosshairs, countries like Taiwan. And as we take a look at what's taking place in the South China Sea, and unfortunately I have a cracked screen at the moment. When I'm able to upgrade equipment, I'll look at maybe another screen. So we're looking at the reality of this. And what I notice is they're not really explaining the cause of this yet. And I want to note that There are fighter jet exercises with the National Guard all the time in this country. How often do we hear about these planes crashing into mountains? These very planes, for example, fly over where I live because they do exercises in Colorado. Not all the time. I noticed when there was certain news with North Korea, the exercises in South Korea with the United States, activity was heating up here. I also will make a note again. I'm not sure exactly how this connects with this at the moment, but for years I've been talking about Top Off 4 in Portland, Oregon, a place that I moved away from. There's a lot of different reasons why I moved away from there, but I do think that it would be a strategic target. And that in 2007, I covered Top Off 4, and just like I covered Costilla County, kicking people off their land, I felt that was for a reason. I also feel, although this hasn't really hit the awareness of the people yet because the events haven't happened yet, but I also feel that I was at the right time at the right place to cover Top Off 4. Featuring the United States running a major terrorism drill in Portland, Oregon, it was really preparing the city for a lockdown situation, while at the same time there were war games under an exercise called Vigilant Shield. So while they're running Top Off 4, they're also running Vigilant Shield, a war game exercise, as China and Russia are joined together in war exercises in the East. Also in that same month of October, was it October of 2007 or August? That same time period. And so when I look at situations like that, I saw a level of global coordination as the world prepares for war. And as we see these war games take place, for example, here in Hawaii, as there's an all-time high level of tension in the South China Sea, as Pompeo calls for a new world order, a new liberal order, looking at also this arrest of the Huawei executive and the accusations of attempting to assist Iran. And so we're seeing China and Iran and Russia and North Korea really on one side of the table. This has been building for some time as the United States, Western coalition, NATO, Europe, right? Pompeo calling for Europe to join the international coalition, the new world order against Iran, as we get ready to see the next chess piece. So seeing that this took place out in the waters about a year after the emergency alert that North Korea was sending something in the direction of Hawaii, it's very likely that this is a message that was sent, and it was sent potentially, or it could have been an accident, right? But sent not so much at fighter jets that are training here in the mountains, but those that are training in the ocean, to where this person, thank God, was able to land safely. You know, for years I've talked about China's ability to hack our own military. And as we look at the fact that our own grid has not been reinforced to protect us in the event of major solar activity, we ask the ultimate question: who really runs this government? Who really runs this country? Who really is set to inherit this country out of the ruins of what they are preparing? I'm Alex Sentry. Please subscribe to this channel if you're new. Please check out the links and support the work that I do. I've been warning about the upcoming event for over 10 years. Check out the video that is featured at the front of youtube.com/Alex Sentry entitled Fourth Horse Rising, if you have not already. I'm Alex Sentry signing off.